Hello everybody, welcome to For Women Only. This is a series that I started about a year ago where I just talk about some of the things that I'm going through, some of the revelations that I have. About a year ago, I talked about my battle of low self-esteem, how I overcame that, and some of the campaigns that I was doing, which eventually led to my book, Journey to Self-Love. From there, I have lately been, I tend to be a very introspective person. I have a lot of inner dialogues with myself and revelations, and I just tend to think about life a lot, as I'm sure most of you do. And as I come to certain revelations, I would like to share some of that with you. So hence this video and the new series that I will be embarking on called For Women Only. So in this episode, I want to talk about showing up for yourself and some of the revelations that I've had surrounding this idea or this thought of showing up for yourself. So what does that mean, showing up for yourself? I thought about, we as women in particular, how we show up for people. We show up for our husbands, our kids, our work environment, our family members, all sorts of people. We show up in support, emotionally, financially, physically, in any aspect. We will show up. We offer and sacrifice of ourselves in order for other people to have and pursue whatever it is that they're looking for. And that's how we show up. But oftentimes we find ourselves in a position where we don't offer that same show up for ourselves. And I have fallen victim to that, and I have done that to myself for years, up until this very moment in the last few weeks, where I've been kind of toying with this idea of showing up for myself. What does that mean, and what does that look like? So some of you may know, and some of you may not, so I'll just kind of brief you on a little bit of my history. So I'm married to Kev on Stage, and he is a comedian, and he's also has a platform on most platforms of social media, whether it be Facebook or YouTube or Instagram, whatever have you. And the way that we are here now, if you rewind a few years back, about 7 years ago or so, we were living in Washington State, and we were both working, probably longer than 7 years now that I think about it, but we were both working at a bank, and Kevin got fired. And, while we knew it was coming, you're in no way, shape, or form prepared, at least we weren't, prepared for the loss of income. However, at the end, when Kevin got fired, I'm expecting him to get a new job, and all will be well. We'll be a two-income household again. He came to me, literally tears in his eyes, and because he didn't want to jump right back into a 9-to-5 or the workforce. He wanted an opportunity to pursue his dreams. And while I was scared, while I was nervous, I knew I wanted my husband to be happy. So I showed up for him. I sacrificed our household finances. We budgeted. We did whatever we needed to do in order to allow him the time and the space to actively pursue his dreams and his passion and perfect his skill of comedy. And he did that for about a year. He would go out to one comedy club in particular. It was a local comedy club in Washington State, and he went there every single week for about a year. And it was hard. It was tough because I was the only person working. Bills don't magically cut in half because your household is now down to one income. But we made it work. I, during this time, showed up for him, and I'm sure you can think of several examples in the course of your life where you've showed up for other people. Now, fast forward, we now live in California, and because of the framework and the seeds that were planted all those many years ago, we're in a position now where Kevin is much more successful, and in fact, his full-time job now is in the entertainment world, and he can, monetize his craft and his skill of comedy. So fast forward again to where we are today, and I am in a position where I don't want to work a 9-to-5 anymore. I want to pursue my passion, which is speaking to women, encouraging women, and he's like, I want you to do that. Go do that. And I'm terrified. I am terrified of showing up for myself. I am terrified. I am terrified of letting go of my job, of letting go of my stability, of stepping out into the world of the unknown, showing up for myself the same way that I'm so readily and easily able to do for other people. And so I sat back and I've been really thinking about, what does that, why is that? And how can I do better showing up for myself? What does that mean to show up for myself? And so it's just something that's really been resonating with me, and I've been thinking about the last few weeks. And I came to about 4 or 5 points that I have come to grips with and have helped me to show up for myself in this journey of what I want to do and pursuing my own personal passions. So these are, those principles or those goals. So the first one is I have to believe in myself. The number one, I think, fear that I have is the idea that I'm not good enough to show up for myself. That if I bet on myself, that I will fail. And that fear is paralyzing. It will prevent me, you, anyone from moving forward because you just don't believe that. You don't believe in yourself. You don't believe in you. I don't believe. What I am basically saying is I don't believe in my own skill set, my own talent enough to bet on me, to show up for me, whatever that may look like. Maybe it's, for me, it would be walking off my job, but for you, maybe it's just simply you want to start a business and maybe it's selling clothes. So you just start on selling clothes on eBay, but even that, you're scared your clothes won't sell. Or maybe it's a cookie business, or, whatever it is, whatever your passion is, that first step is scary because you're like, I'm afraid that I'm going to fail, I'm going to fail, which kind of leads into the second one, is the idea and the risk of failure. And they go hand in hand, because if I don't believe in myself, then failure is imminent, basically. And what I had to learn is to, number one, embrace risk, embrace vulnerability, embrace the idea of failure, because the only way to get the pathway to success is through failure, really. It's understanding and honing in what does work, or cutting out what doesn't work so you can figure out what does work. And the only way that I can do that is believing in myself to take the first step and recognizing that failure is not necessarily a reflection of me and my skill set. It's just part of the journey of success. It's just part of the journey of betting on yourself. You're going to win some, but you're also going to lose some. And together, it's just part of your story. The next thing that I had to kind of embrace and overcome is paralyzing excuses. So for me, that is financial stability. Again, going back to my own personal story, when Kevin was fired, I was the one holding down the fort. I was the one that had a job. I was the one that had consistent income. And that's very, very important to me. So to walk off my job right now, which is a consistent paycheck every other Friday, I'm looking for my direct deposit, into a world that says I'm betting on myself and my skill set to bring in monetary income. And I don't know how that's going to look. I don't know how consistent that's going to be. Some months may be up, some months may be down. That freaks me out. So what I had to understand is that too is part of the journey. And that while it's a valid reason, I couldn't allow it to become a paralyzing excuse. Does that make sense? That hit me a little bit, because how many of us have paralyzing, they may be valid reasons, but at some point they become paralyzing excuses. I have a workaround. I have a support system. I am financially responsible. I am in a position to take this risk. And instead of letting go of this reason, I've let it become a paralyzing excuse. So for you, assess your situation, your scenario, and figure out what legitimate reason may have become or turned into, morphed into a paralyzing excuse. And a paralyzing excuse won't allow you to move forward. It won't allow you to bet on yourself. It won't allow you to embrace risk or failure, because it'll prevent you from moving forward at all. The next one, principle for me, is internalizing the idea that I am worth the risk. When you struggle, as I have, with low self-esteem and confidence issues, I battle, even still today, this back and forth of worthiness and feeling enough, and going out into the world without, I'm good at my job. I know that that's because I am good at my 9 to 5, that I can climb the corporate ladder. I can get raises. I can get promotions because I'm good at my job. That while that is a reflection of me, it's totally different stepping into a realm where it is all dependent and hingent upon me. Not only the defined job characteristics that I have at my 9 to 5, but really who I am and what I'm able to bring to the table outside of my 9 to 5. And that is a reflection of my income. That freaks me out, and that's scary. But I am worth that risk. I am worth the energy and the risk that it takes to find my road to success. And yes, again, there will be failures, and I understand that that's just part of the process. So even this video, doing this video, I started doing it last night, and all types of things were going wrong, and I started feeling inadequate, and maybe this isn't what I should be doing. And I had to sleep on it, start over this morning, and tell myself I'm worth showing up for. This video, what I want to do, the passions that I want to pursue, all of them are in me for a reason. And it's up to me to show up for myself. It's up to me to take the initial steps in overcoming my excuses and overcoming all the many different reasons why I can figure out why I shouldn't be doing what it is I really want to do, why I shouldn't pursue what it is I really want to pursue. And with that, I've decided, no ma'am, Miss Pam, no more. I am worth showing up for. I am worth being great. I am worth betting on myself. I am worth giving myself permission to pursue my dreams and my passion. I am worth the failure that may come my way on my path to success. All of these things are things that I have to internalize and tell myself on a daily basis in order so that I can move forward, so that I can pursue my ultimate goal and my ultimate destiny and my ultimate dreams and all of those things that I have inside of me, and allow them to manifest. I am worth showing up for. So I hope that this video was encouraging to you. I hope that you and whatever it is that you want to do and whatever dreams and goals and ambitions that you have, that you show up for yourself. Not just for your family, not just for your husband, not just for your kids, but that you show up for yourself because you're worth it. You are worth showing up for. So I hope this is an encouragement. Please join me, like my fan page, find me on social media. I will be posting these videos as revelations come my way. I will be sharing them with you. And that's it. That's all I have for right now. Remember, you're worth it. Show up for yourself. Thank you.